I never imagined a love so powerful would lead a billionaire to embrace a struggling single mom. I will never forget the day everything fell apart. It was a Tuesday. Rain pounded my tiny apartment window like the world was angry with me. My heart raced as I stared at the eviction notice taped to the door. The edges trembled in my hands, a stark reminder of the weight I carried every day. My daughter, Lily, held my leg, her big brown eyes filled with confusion. "Mommy, why are we moving?" I swallowed hard, fighting the lump in my throat. My mind spiraled through the choices I'd made, the love I thought would last. Robert had promised me the stars, but all he left me with was debt and a broken heart. I looked at my reflection in the window-hollow cheeks, dark circles, and a look that screamed hopelessness. Suddenly, a knock shattered the silence. I opened the door just a crack. On the other side stood a tall figure. His suit was pristine, as if he had walked out of a magazine. Dark hair, piercing blue eyes. The air around him crackled with something mysterious. "Is this the Walsh residence?" he asked. I nodded, my voice caught in my throat. "Can I help you?" He stepped forward, curiosity flaring in his gaze. "I'm looking for someone." My heart skipped a beat. Was he a process server or something worse? "Who?" I barely managed, my voice trembling. "I'm Lucas Knight, and I'm here to offer you a way out." He held out a business card, the emblem of wealth gleaming in the dim light. My heart pounded. What could a billionaire want with me? I took the card hesitantly, its texture smooth beneath my fingertips. The world felt heavy, chaotic. That he spoke again, his voice low, almost soothing. "I know you're struggling. I can help." For a moment, I felt a spark of hope, but then doubt washed over me. Was this a trick? His eyes searched mine, as if trying to read my very soul. "What's the catch?" I blurted, mistrust like a shield around my heart. He paused, studying me. "No catch. Just an opportunity." I wanted to believe him. I really did. But who could rescue a single mom drowning in debt? And just then, Lily tugged at my shirt, pulling me closer. I glanced down. She had no idea the storm swirling around us. Her innocence tangled with my worry. What did Lucas see in us? "Please, think about it," he said gently, every word dripping with hope and urgency. "You have until the end of the week." I felt a rush of confusion and fear swirl in my chest. How could I make this decision? As he walked away, I watched him fade into the blurry backdrop of my life. The rain picked up again, just like my heart. What did I just agree to? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The days that followed felt like a blurred line between reality and some sort of cruel dream. Each morning, the eviction notice loomed in my mind like an unwanted guest, lingering and suffocating. I still hadn't told Lily about our situation. I didn't want her childhood to be tainted by anxiety. After all, she was just 6. Her world should be filled with princesses and adventures, not this foreboding cloud of uncertainty. Each evening, we would curl up on the sofa with a blanket that had seen better days, reading stories about heroes and journeys. I wondered often if I would be brave enough to embark on my own journey to rescue us. But the decision hung over me like a dark shadow. Lucas' proposition circled relentlessly, teasing my mind with possibilities and caution. One afternoon, I gathered the courage to call my best friend, Marissa. "I don't know what to do," I managed between sniffs. "A billionaire wants to help us, but I don't trust him." "Think about it," Marissa replied, her voice steady. "Isn't a chance better than losing everything? You can always say no." A flicker of realization dawned on me. She was right. Wasn't I already losing everything? Marissa and I talked for hours, her laughter filling the void of despair. She reminded me of simple joys like the flowers blooming in spring, the warmth of the sun against your skin, the way Lily's laughter could cut through the darkest moments like a beacon of light. It was the small moments that kept me afloat, moments that whispered to me that hope was not yet out of reach. Yet that evening, when Lily tossed and turned in her sleep, I felt an overwhelming sense of despair wash over me like the tide pulling at my feet, threatening to drag me under. I slumped onto the couch, staring at the wall, wondering how I would ever face another day. As if sensing my turmoil, Lily's tiny voice broke through the silence. She stirred and sat up, rubbing her eyes. "Mommy, are you okay?" I forced a smile, but it felt like a mask, brittle and cracking. "I'm okay, sweetheart. Just tired." She climbed off the bed and walked toward me, her small hand wrapping around my fingers, grounding me in that moment. "Can we have ice cream tomorrow?" "Of course," I said, letting out a soft laugh through my fog of worries. "A special treat for the best little girl in the world. Promise?" Her eyes sparkled, trusting and innocent, and my heart broke a little. "Promise," I whispered, feeling a swell of fierce love for her. But the next morning brought the familiar gloom back. As I flipped through the mail, my heart sank further. Bills stacked one on top of another. Something inside me twisted painfully. How could I keep promising ice cream when I could barely put food on the table? That was when I noticed Ida's slip of paper, handwritten, nestled away in the corner of the stack. My breath caught as I unfolded it. It was from Lucas. "I hope you're considering my offer. Meet me tomorrow at the Marigold Cafe at 4 p.m. if you're interested. I genuinely want to help." Lucas. I stared at the note, my thoughts a tangled mess. What did help mean? I was suffocated by the weight of uncertainty, but a flicker of hope mingled with a jolt of fear coursed through me. The day dragged, each moment filled with wavering thoughts. My heart raced, and my mind spiraled. I confided in Marissa about the note, and she urged me to go for it, promising to meet me right after. As I sat at the cafe the next day, anticipation twisted in my stomach. The fragrant aroma of fresh coffee filled the air, mingling with the sound of laughter and clinking cups. I glanced at my watch. 4 p.m. sharp. Where was he? Just as I began to doubt my decision, a figure appeared through the glass door. Lucas entered, each stride confident yet gentle, and my stomach fluttered. He caught my eye, a small smile dancing on his lips as he approached. "Thank you for coming," he said, his voice warm but serious. "I know this is a big step." Meanwhile, the warmth of hope wrestled with the chill of trepidation in my heart. I felt the world shift around me, the reality of my choices colliding in an emotional storm. But before I could respond, the moment shifted abruptly. A distant commotion erupted from outside the cafe, pulling our attention toward the window. My heart sank as I spotted a woman in distress, surrounded by a small crowd. "My baby," she cried, desperation clawing at her voice. Life and death were real and tangible just beyond the cafe's glass barrier. Lucas turned to me, his eyes wide with concern, but I could see something deeper flickering therein, understanding that stretched beyond the moment. It was a reminder, suddenly, that life could shatter in an instant. Without another thought, I shot up from my chair, my instincts kicking in. I had to help. I had to be more than just a spectator in this chaotic world. "Wait," Lucas called, his voice slicing through my racing thoughts. "Where are you going?" The urgency in my heart drowned out his question. I hurried toward the door. But before I could step outside, a shocking realization gripped me. If I had it all wrong? What if Lucas truly wanted nothing but good for us? And here I was, racing toward a chaotic world instead of facing my own. I stopped at the threshold, trapped between two realities, the urgency of life unfolding before me and the tangled web of emotions that tied me to the unknown. "Mommy." Lily's voice pierced through my thoughts, pulling me back. My heart dropped, realizing I hadn't even noticed the moment when she arrived, clasped in Marissa's hand. "Lily." My voice echoed in my own ears, mingling with the noise outside. The world blurred again as I turned to face my daughter and then Lucas. In that moment, everything stopped, and the choices before me became too haunting to bear. "What am I doing?" I whispered to myself, drowning in uncertainty. My heart raced with fear as I witnessed hope, chaos, and my child me whirled all tangled in a single moment. As the crowd outside erupted with shouts and cries for help, my heart pounded wildly in my chest. Lily clung to Marissa's leg, her wide eyes reflecting both confusion and fear. Underneath the din of chaos, a single thought pierced through the rising tide of panic. I couldn't let my daughter see me falter when I should be her shield. Lucas stepped forward, his demeanor shifting from calm to commanding. "Let me help." His voice